It wouldn't matter.
Hey,
it wouldn't matter.
Hey, Doss. I want to bring on our first guest, and then I'll pass this on to you because I'm a fan of this guy. It's hard for me to be fans of a lot of guys. I'm not a fan of the big guys. I'm not a fan of the guys making millions of dollars. So when this gentleman is out there, he sells out. He's making millions of dollars. I won't be a fan of him anymore. But as of right now, he's an exciting fighter, and he's on the rise. And as I said, I saw him on a PBC show a little over a year ago. His fight style, just his personality, it just oozes charisma. And that's what I like about fighters like that. It's got that swag to it. And this guy does have a swag to it. And he's here right now, one of the top light heavyweights to look out for. I mean, I think after this year to 2017, there's going to be title hunts for this individual. And he's joining us now. Returns to the ring July 18th in Alexandria, Louisiana. Faces very tough, rugged Leo Hall. Welcome to ATG Radio, Ahmed Elbiali. Ahmed, how you doing, brother? Thank you for joining us tonight.
I'm good, man. I appreciate that. Thank you for the nice words, bro. I appreciate that. But hopefully I can still prove myself a lot better than what I am. So.
No, you are, man. And what you give, you've been blessed to basically as a fighter to have a lot of your fights televised. So far, and people have gotten you haven't wasted those opportunities on television. You have one of the fights I got to commend you is you beat another tough guy in Andrew Hernandez. That was the one fight, guy from Arizona. He knocked off a number one contender, I think, not long after you. But that was the fight that I was like, okay, this is the guy. You got to keep an eye out on him. He's going to be something. And then you beat another guy after Adam, Brazilian. I think Jackson Jr. is Brazilian or something like that. I've seen him fight on a couple of our cards as well. But, I got to commend you, man. You're for real. You're the real deal. You're not just some guy, somebody saying, oh, watch this guy, he can punch. But, no, I got to give it up to you, man. You got to give it up to you. Definitely.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
So, let me. What do you attribute that to, man? What do you come out there? I mean, obviously people put hype behind you because you show them what you have. How important is it for yourself? You get an opportunity to fight on television, and you go out there. What was that Eminem song? You gotta. I don't take the moment. You gotta lose
in
yourself.
The moment.
Or you gotta,
the moment song.
In the moment. You gotta exceed, and you gotta take the moment right there, grasp it, and just kill it when you get that opportunity.
Dude, I don't know what it is, but I think it just happens. Leading up to the fight, you think all night, you think all day, and you just like, damn, what's gonna happen? Then you have these days where you don't think too much, and then other days where you think a lot. But then the closer you get, then you look at your opponent in the face, and you're like, you know what? I'm gonna fuck this guy up. So, he's human. He has two hands, and then it's fun too. I'm blessed to do a business that I want to do. I'm not working in a job that I hate. I'm 26 years old. I got a lot of friends that do things that they don't want to do, and I'm in a position that, just like you said, I'm blessed to be on television. Almost 10 fights out of my 15 fights, and not a lot of fighters could say that. It's a true blessing, and of course, I understand that every time I do get into that ring, when I'm televised, that I have to showcase what I do well, because opportunities like that don't come often.
Hey, man, this is Michael Dawes, man. How you doing, buddy?
Good, Marco. How you doing?
Good. Man, for one, I want to commend you. I mean, you just like, you and Frank been talking.
Wait, he didn't hear you right. Dawes, he didn't hear you right. I'm not gonna. We can't let that slide. We can't let that slide. He thought you said your name was Marco, and you just went right
Michael
back.
Dawes.
He thought he heard your southern accent. He thought you said Marco. We gotta.
Well, Marco's cool too. I like Marco. That's a good name.
Out there. Come on. Marco, you're going to be Marco.
Ahmed can call me anything he wants. If he wants to call me Marco, he can call me Marco. He could kick my ass.
Listen,
so, what's your name?
Ahmed,
Michael?
Michael Dawes.
Marco,
with
no.
ATG.
Ahmed, it's Marco. It's Marco.
Yeah, just call me Marco.
You guys seem like a lot of fun.
Call him fucking douchebag if you want.
You guys
I'm mad. We're going to try this again. My name is Marco Doss. How you doing?
Marco
All right,
Doss.
Sounds good.
Man,
you guys seem like a hell of a time, man. You guys.
Hey, we're good friends. We've been doing this for a long time together. You know, we're like family. So, you know, we got that relationship. But anyway, you know, you've been taking the boxing world by storm on PBC. You've been, you know, a lot of quick knockouts, a lot of exciting knockouts. You know, but one thing about it, a lot of people may not know this. You actually fought in the World Series of Boxing, you know, before you started fighting on PBC. Do you attribute that, you know, to the way your career is going now? And would you have done it any different? Or what do you think about the World Series of Boxing?
I think the World Series of Boxing is great. If anything, I would have loved to have more fights in it. But, you know, unfortunately, I started off the World Series of Boxing with 9 amateur fights. So it was hard for me to get back on a team after the Miami Gallo team closed down because I'm from Miami. But yes, I would say my career definitely took a huge turn once I fought on the World Series of Boxing. I beat a national champion. His name's Robert Brandt. I think he's undefeated right now in the middleweight division. So he's a great fighter. Like, all credit to him. And I'm sure he's gotten a lot better than what he was back then too. But yes, the World Series of Boxing, it's good. I don't agree that it should count as a pro record, but I think they changed that anyway. But I as far as experience, it's a great experience. It teaches you how to fight with smaller gloves, no headgear, and the gloves there are a little different than, you know, the Grants and the Clifton Reyes that we fight with now. They're harder, so the impact's not as like shocking, you know.
Right. Well, a lot of guys that fight in the World Series of Boxing, you know, they come out. You know, most of them have, you know, amateur pedigrees, deep amateur pedigrees. Like you mentioned, you only had 9 fights, you know, going in. But a lot of these guys that are fighting in the World Series of Boxing, you know, they're kind of on a quick start for a title. I mean, you got guys at 15 fights, 25, even less than 20 fights fighting for a championship. Do you feel that you're on that level right now? What is your kind of gauge for a world title? Is it something you're thinking about? I know you're thinking about it, but is it something in your sights pretty soon?
I think you always step up to your competition, and, you know, I wish that I can fight Adonis Stevenson tomorrow, but unfortunately the sport doesn't work like that. You got to go one step at a time. They want to see you in there with fighters that you're better than or maybe better than you, and you got to just beat them. And that's how the boxing game is. You can't skip everybody. I'm in line just like a lot of great fighters that are in line with me. There's a lot of fighters that are so good, and we don't even know who they are. But it's a line, and I know it's a process. I think I'm ready for anybody, because once you give you a name and you're like, you know what, I got to fight this guy. All right, I'm going to train for it. I'm going to do whatever I can do to beat the hell out of this guy. And come fight night, your instincts just react.
I'm going to ask one more question. I'm going to pass it on to my co-host, Elliot Vasquez. But basically, you know, like you fought in the World Series of Boxing. You're traveling a lot. You did a lot of traveling early in your career. You're one of the most well-traveled, you know, prospects I've seen, man. You've fought in Miami, of course, or in Florida, of course. You fought in Washington State, California, now Alexandria, Louisiana, about 3 other states you fought in. You know, is that kind of a game plan? Are you just kind of taking what you can get, or are you wanting to be well-traveled so you can have more experience, you know, going on the road, fighting for, you know, somebody's hometown? Is it something you're doing just to get experience, or is it just something that just happened?
It's definitely the experience, and it's cool. Like, I get it. There's nothing in Alexandria, Louisiana, but for me, I like travel.
Well, I'm 50 miles from there, so I'm somebody.
Oh, I know, thank you.
See, taking shots at Marco.
But yeah, man, like I like it. I love the traveling. It's cool. It gets you away. It's actually less pressure. You know, you're fighting in front of people you don't know, and they end up loving you afterwards. Especially if you knock people out. It's like amazing. After the fight, these people want to take pictures of me and stuff. And I'm Arab, you know, and it's in the South, so it's like damn, this is pretty cool. Like,
oh, now you're taking another shot. You think just because you're Arab that, you know, the people in the South don't. I'm playing, man. I'm playing, buddy.
It's the way the world works, man. Like, it's not a bad thing. It's in humans to be not racist, but we like our own kind. There's nothing wrong with that. Do I agree with it? Nah, I love everybody, bro. I think everybody's beautiful in their own way. But back to the subject. I love it. It's so nice to like see new people, fight in front of new people, and yes, the experience is great fighting not in your hometown. But I do miss fighting in Miami.
Ahmed, I want to touch on this. Because Doss is kind of seeing if you're getting Marco Doss is trying to see if you're getting like groomed nationally. I mean, you're staying in the United States. You know maybe you had international experience in the amateurs. My question is forget about all the experience you're gaining fighting in Alexandria, Louisiana, and Tacoma, Washington, or wherever. You know, you're Arabic, and you got that chest hair. How are the ladies? How are the ladies responding? You travel, and you know they come up there. I'm sure you got the shirt button, and you're going in there with your swag after the fight. They not only do take pictures, but maybe go up to them cheap hotel rooms every given fighters in them small towns. How's the tail on the road?
Nah, it's in that regard it's cool and all, but you know I'm settled. I settled down now. I'm with a nice young lady, and you know I just gotta like take them, say hi, give them a nice smile, give them a nice hug, take a picture with them, make them feel nice. But at the end of the day, I gotta do what's right and come back home and be loyal.
See, it's them guys from Vegas you need to worry about. You know, don't worry about the guys from the South. It's the guys from Vegas like Frank that corrupt you and everything. I mean, just Southern guys are trying to corrupt you.
He's much like me.
I lived in Vegas
for
like 8 months.
Dude, you just ask him what the road tail was like.
He's 26. He's 26. I'm just making the assumption that he's 26. He's single. He's enjoying life. And that's that. I mean, look.
He's also in the deepest division in boxing too.
Exactly. You're right. It is the hottest division in boxing right now. There's no way out. Everywhere you look, there's someone there. Everywhere you look, there's a hot prospect. He either has power or speed. And when you have speed, you got power, unfortunately, you know? So you're 100% right.
Well, you were talking about it earlier about Adonis Stevenson or somebody like that, and actually you mentioned Adonis Stevenson, and he's the kind of guy, if anybody would just, you know, call you tomorrow, other people, and say, I got to fight for you, for Adonis Stevenson, it would be Adonis Stevenson because, you know, he'll fight guys that are sometimes unknown to other people, you know, with 15-0 records.
I love Adonis. I love Adonis.
What would happen?
One of my favorite fighters, Adonis Stevenson.
But you know that it could happen. You never know. You know, I could get that call tomorrow.
I'd love to fight. I love fighting southpaws, 1. And 2, he's an old man that needs to go away.
Ahmed, this is Alex. Why is that? Why do you love fighting southpaws for?
I don't know, because I feel like most guys fight southpaws the same way. Most guys move to their left when they fight a southpaw because that's what most coaches say. Move to your left, move away from the left hand. I like moving into the left hand. And for some reason, when I do fight a southpaw and I move into the left hand, they don't throw their left hand anymore. So
I've never heard a guy say, I love moving into the left hand. That's beautiful. You got to love it.
Oh, yeah. That sounds right there.
I just think Adonis hasn't fought someone that, all right, he's a great fighter, and he's beat so many great fighters. I can't take it away from him. And, you know, God only knows what would happen if we did fight for real. But
given your style and his style, it would probably be a nuclear explosion.
That's what I think. That's what I think. You know, I think our styles would match up very fairly for me more, and it'd be good. Like, you know, we don't know how he takes a punch. We haven't seen him take a punch from a big puncher yet. Andres Fonfara is a great fighter, strong guy, but he's not a big puncher. He's slow, and he's not a big puncher. He's a strong fighter, but he's not a strong puncher.
I can't wait. I would love to see that fight. I mean, you said you weren't sure if you'd be ready for that kind of guy yet, but then you just said if you called tomorrow, you'd take that fight. So I'm definitely that's a fight on my list right there. I want to see that. If anybody has seen you fight, they would know that would be a complete war.
Yeah, and it would be fun. I would say it would be so fun, and it would take my career to the next level to be the guy like that. And those are the kind of guys that I have to beat. You know, I only want to beat legends because I want to be great, you know. It's it's not easy. This game is not easy. There's always someone better than someone. It's not easy to be a Floyd Mayweather. It's not easy to be a Manny Pacquiao or Muhammad Ali or any of these guys, Roberto Duran. It's very difficult. It's very difficult, and I know what it takes to be great, but it's a long journey.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. We don't have a lot of time tonight, but we got enough stuff from you. You're a very, very smart guy. He seems like you're definitely a fight. Just you're a fan-friendly guy, and I wish you the best of luck. I want you to give a shout out for all your fans and talk about your social media. Where can they hit you up at?
First of all, thank you guys for having me. Thank you, Michael. Social media is just my name, Ahmed Elbiali. It's AhmedElbiali is my last name, and you guys can just Google me and it'll all pop up. And of course, special thank you to like the people in Miami. I get support from not just my team, but from other. 305 till I die. No, I get support from other teams as well, like from other fighters, coaches. A lot of coaches like to help me out. I don't know what it is, but it is a huge blessing. It's amazing. So I just think.
Well, you're a respectful guy and you're a smart guy, and I think a lot of guys, they sense that, and you seem like the kind of guy that they would want to help. You listen.
Thank you, God. Thank you. And of course,
again, man, you everybody catch him. Next, I think it's next Tuesday. Fox Sports 1. I think it's 9 o'clock East Coast time. It's going to be a good fight, and everybody, Ahmed, come back and see us, man.
All right, we'll do. Thank you guys for having me. Thank you. Take care.
Ahmed, we'll be in touch, Sam. Thank you so much, brother. We'll be in touch with you, man.
Thank
you.
All
the best.
See
you, man.
All right, thank you. Talk soon, man. Peace.